Oh, good morning, chap. Oh, God, what time is it? Oh my God, is that the time? It is time for some more ETF2L Season 51 on Essentials.tf. We're talking bright and early here because it's a very, very early game of the grand final for Open Playoffs. I'm joined in the early mornings with Beta. Beta, how are we doing? How did you sleep?
Pretty good, but yeah, this is gamer hours for sure. Like in the morning, pretty rude. It's kind of funny how the lower down in the divisions to go, the earlier they play, the more keen they seem to be. It's a recurring theme. But yeah, this should be fun. I don't know these teams. There's two Danish players on one of them. Have never heard of them, so should be good. And then we have a Russian sandbagging team. Always good times.
Yep, that's basically as deep as the analysis is going to go here. So I hope all those players that are fiending the game right now. That's as good as it's going to get. I'm going to level with you right now. But you're right. We've got two teams here that have made their path all the way to the Open Grand Final. It's road to OPENOVO. I am going. So let's go with that. And also we also have headphone get cold when ban. Don't know what that means, but Beta, any thoughts, prayers?
Well, if you get banned, your headphone gets really cold. I've heard. I haven't been banned yet, but I assume it's true.
Oh,
Anyway,
right. Mine's like toasty all the time, so maybe I'm like the opposite of a cheater. But anyway, Beta, this is the Open Grand Finals. What is the difference between, say, Open gameplay compared to the obvious Prem gameplay that we're playing and watching most of the time? I say playing, watching is probably a better word.
I think game pace is probably the big overall difference that you're really going to spot, because in a Prem game, whenever you see someone die, there's just very, very quickly going to be action. Someone's going to just take advantage of that opening and they're going to make a move very, very quickly. Whereas kind of the lower down you go into the ranks, it's not necessarily that people can't aim or like don't know what to do. It's just they're not quick enough to do it, and they don't capitalize on small openings well enough, and they just play slower. So I'm kind of expecting that to be a recurring theme. However, first map's going to be Bagel. That's probably not going to be quite as big of an
Oh
issue.
boy.
It's kind of the big messy map that like doesn't really matter what kind of pace you play with. You're just going to lose players and push.
Yes, Bagel is a very coordinated map, is probably what I would put it. It's very difficult, I would say, for new teams or mixed teams or just anyone that isn't really quite succinct and synced up with everybody. And usually this is kind of a death trap for any of these lower div teams. And I think it's been purely expressed by basic dude Luke, who's playing on headphone get cold when banned tonight, that he is not a fan of this map, and I don't blame him, because open teams are going to struggle to find that sort of teamwork at a constant rate that this map demands.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty interesting to see how they cope with this. It's actually a pretty decent demo man map, I think, overall. Like obviously, when you do the forward spawn, you can get some pretty cheap kills there, just with sticky traps, and you can stand around and spam. But it is pretty open, so if you don't have experience with it, you can very quickly get frustrated and not really know exactly how to approach how to play this mid fight, and the entire map is basically a big mid fight. So yeah, I can see some problems going in here. Do you want to give us some quick predictions before we go live here, Turbo Taps?
No. Frankly, I do not. No, I don't know any of these teams. I don't know any of these players, and I don't know any of their skill levels. But I do know some good TF2 when I see it. So let's see if they can bring this over into the Open Grand Finals. If you're just joining us, this is Taps and Beta and Ben PL. We're covering over onto our mid of Bagel, and already Fleming has gone down during the introduction.
That didn't take very long. Usually you see teams hold back and play it very slowly, but yeah, he took an engagement very quickly on. They haven't really retreated at all here on Headphone Get Cold, and they're just going to keep on moving forward. You see Jonas is very aggressive here across the point, and Aspen is also just on the flank hanging around here, so no team has really gotten any time on the point here, and at this point it's actually going to be next Saron that's going to go down, and now the advantage is all of a sudden going to be on Headphone. As get the kill on the flank as well on Water. So now I think it's just going to be an easy cap here, but look at that. Chat landed. you want to go forward.
I knew there was some metagaming coming out from Basic Dude Luke when it came to all these interviews saying, oh, I hate this map, but they're actually doing alright here over on Headphone Get Cold. So they opt to not really pressure the point at the start. They're keeping things very basic, very simple by just going for the kills and houses first, and once they get a couple of those, they'll gain the confidence to actually take that point, compared to like these other teams that are usually gunning for the point straight away.
Got the demo man on the right side. Oh my god, look at that logs and water.
I thought there was a roof. I thought there was a roof on this section. Good god, he actually darted all the way up and he survived.
Did he triple jump there? Like eat a double rocket while jumping himself or something? He's going to try and jump through again. Again, get stunted completely. This double soldier spam is so strong. He's actually going to bust out the Uber here to try and get forward. They take down Basic Dude Luke. He got separated from everyone else. But now, Lucas 25 still has that Uber. He's going to pop it now. Trying to see if he can chase down the medic. They're going to get the soldier for sure. But no, everyone's gone way too far forward. Jonas is just barely going to get it. He's going to take out his sword. He's still trying to get the demo man. And that was really chaotic. Everyone overextended, getting picked off. Lucas couldn't catch up to them. And so even though they had a massive Uber ad, it didn't really work out for them in the end.
Yeah, basically a lot of mistakes happening there. The first one was just Basic Dude Luke was not told to come back when the enemy team was pushing from the side, so he got blindsided. And then when they took the Uber charge in, they were so tunnel visioned on the medic, they forgot about all the other 5 players with guns that were pushing past them, not even damaging them on the way. So when they killed the medic, yeah, they mission accomplished, but they just got wiped by all the 5 untouched players straight after.
Yeah, Nex is going to hit a nice little shot there on SOSAT. And that's going to be another pick as well next there. Trying to avenge him, but it's going to get picked off as well. It's just going to be on water. Can he make something happen here on the flank? Looks like he just wants to spam it out here. Kind of surprised at how far forward they're playing when they're 2 players down. They could really get busted on here, but look at it. They're just retreating. They're letting the point get capped out. Why? They just took a little break. And now they want to go back and resume gameplay, I guess.
Yeah, I think a lot of these teams are going to be showing a lot of respect for each other when it comes to the point. Just kind of really taking turns to like think, okay, I don't want to risk anything. It's the finals. I've got a bit of jitters, maybe some adrenaline flowing through my blood, and well, we're now going to see if we can just sneak the point away from the Russian team, and they finally got on the point now, blocking it, but very nice kill by Nexus to open things up. They throw in one measly soldier, which makes it pretty easy for Jonas and company to like focus down that one soldier, clean him up, and then claim the point back.
Nexus again on the flank. Nexus has been really strong so far. He's just been getting so many picks and just completely opening it up for his team. And right now, the entire Russian team has just been pushed back, so there's going to be another forward hold. You see Basic Dude Luke holding on the right side here, while everyone else is just holding on the left. It's just basically the lone demo man doing a solo job here, and they're actually going to try and bust it with a scout and a soldier. Soldier's kind of through, but Luke has retreated, and so has the team on the other side. They're holding inside the lobby, actually, and they're going to take down 2 players. Overextended here quite a bit, and this is looking like a real clinic here from Headphone Get Cold. They're just slowly retreating.
Yeah, that was a lot of players pulled into that small little square. They do take out the medic. I believe that was a drop coming out from Antoa, so it hurts the soul to see. They've only got 25 seconds left, so I can maybe see why they want to go a bit more risky with things. They want to go big if they want to make this comeback of 2 minutes, so that they will go down now. Now they just need to get anybody onto the point if they want this round to continue.
See, looks like they're much more aggressively busting Luke this time around. He's going to do a good job of just retreating here. He didn't really get any pick-offs here, but Uber has come out, and Toa Cotton does not have Uber himself. They want to pick off as many players as possible. They're going to do just that. A good effort there to try and get onto the point, but running into Uber is never a good situation. And that's going to be a pretty clean first round. About a minute got taken off the time there, but other than that, it was a very clean cut. Nice first round win here for Cotton. Got Cold win man.
I have to give a bit of credit to Basic Dude Luke. He got picked off early on in the round, but actually adjusted his gameplay, and now he's actually hiding about in house when he's holding that right hand side. Keeps himself a bit more preserved, and but it does mean there's an opportunity for Rota OPENOVO to see if they can get that pick on him alone in the next round. But let's see if they find that issue coming into our next round.
Oh,
and my
Jonas
God,
jumps on Chatelain.
yeah, Chatelain just goes straight down. Unheard of on a map like Bagel. Usually so many heals are pulled into that demo man, but it was just nobody really backing him up.
Water's going to be the last one out. And when I say out, I mean into the respawn queue here. Next is being pushed back as Jonas jumps in here to try and help him out. And oh, they're actually losing quite heavily on the flank. Finally, the Fleming flank will get some results down here. But now they're a player down. Ubers are about even. And this is not really a good situation to pop an Uber to try and stall out the point. So they're going to have to retreat here. So a nice move forward here from the Russian team. And let's see if they actually go for a forward hold as well. They are pretty far forward, and they've actually swapped the position from the demo and the soldier from what we saw on the other team. So that's kind of interesting.
Yeah, they pop off Uber, but they got Lucas has his own Uber. He's dropped 2 players though during all the chaos of it, and he's gonna Uber back now. But it's only one lowly little Demo man, and he's got a good damage onto Antoine, and will get the kill against Antoa. So that is going to be a massive benefit to Headphone Get Cold if they can just keep Lucas alive.
That was a really nice speed shot as well. So the Nexus is just turning up the heat. He's playing really well so far. Let's see, the Water is on the flank here. I don't think anyone spotted him. Okay, Fleming definitely has spotted him. So they should know about it, but it's still annoying to deal with. He's going to now jump in. Will get dealt with. There was no one from the front that actually supported him there. That's just a free pick. So now they should be able to move forward here on Headphone and just slowly cap out the point and set up a really nice hold here beyond the point to make it very difficult to recap. Also, Lucas 25 has about a 25% Uber advantage.
Yeah, and they will get Uber charge right now. I don't think they're going to be feeling brave enough to pop off the Uber. I mean, keep in mind, they actually have the point, so maybe no real reason to risk things, but they know they will actually use the Uber pretty early on, and they're going for kills instead. I like this. I mean, yeah, they did have an Uber charge ready and waiting for Antoa, but if they can kill as many of these players on the flank, I don't think that Uber charge from the Russians is going to have the same bite.
And they're still picking off players now, so this is a situation where they now have the Uber disadvantage, so this is where things get really dangerous. But if they get some picks before that actually get used, it's going to be a much more comfortable situation for them. Look at that, Sosat get picked off as well. And now here comes the Uber. Everyone is just...
Oh, Lucas is disconnected.
Where is everyone?
But he's not... No shots have managed to connect on Lucas, so now Quan Chi is going to go down. And... yeah, they do lose basic dude Luke, but that isn't so bad. They could definitely make the repush here, and because they're not really set up on the forward holes over on the Russian team.
Want to try to do some big jumps here, but not really timing that out. Oh, that's sad. He was trying so hard to sink someone down as they came into the choke, but the timing just didn't work out there. But yeah, Lucas, that did so much there. He was just slippery like an eel. Konashi couldn't hit him. And now it's going to be a much different situation. If Antoa Cotton gets too far forward, he's going to get popped on. And look at that, he gets popped on. Is he good, fast enough to get out here alive, though? Looks like the answer is yes. It's a good job by him, but there's still 3 players going down. Nice pipe there from basic dude Luke. Water is still in as well. I'm surprised he was in for that long. So now it's actually going to be possible to do another forward hold.
Yeah, you're seeing the philosophy change work wonders for Headphone Get Cold now. Now they're just going for kills when they pop off this Uber charge. So yes, you do have this Uber charge on Antoa, but there's been a lot of time has been ticked away from this ticker, and they're going to force Antoa off with an Uber with a bombing soldier, and they try to cut across the point, but they're finding no one really. They're going to get the capture back, but they're going to have the respawners back any second now. They can make the repush in. And let's see how they break down this pseudo forward hold, like a not so forward hold.
Yeah, there's just some C's, and then Water is getting ready to try and jump in. All right, here we go. This is his time.
It's a high jump.
Oh, gets the force actually. So that was totally. He's still alive. Okay, finally he goes down, but that was exactly what he was trying to do before. This time around, it just worked out way better for him. Didn't drop the medic, but still got enough scary damage coming all at the same time to really scare them into popping here. It was a bad pop, didn't do too much, and now the repo's going to come in here. Point changed the hands for a couple of seconds, and that's going to be that. And now it's going to be another forward hold here, it looks like.
Yeah, credit to the Russians. So basically, they kited out the players that were being focused by the Uber, but the ones that weren't being watched by the Uber, they just started pushing the flanks in and setting up a good conditions for a little flank fight, basically. They won that. They won that so much that they could push in over on Antoa with full Uber charge and not have to use it.
It's a pretty weird photo. There's only one soldier holding right, and he's getting completely...
Oh, he doesn't get out, sadly. That was close.
Yeah, but like, he was never ever going to survive here. Soldier jumps in, actually gets Ubered as well. This is a pretty decent fight overall. Fleming is still behind lines, and they're just congregating around the point, slowly getting kills, out-DMing everyone here. And look at that, it's just going to be a question of can Antoa can get out of here alive. I think he can. He does have a scout with him.
But they don't have much time with them, though. They have only 10 seconds left. They have to get on their horses and get onto the point here. 5 seconds left. They just need to get any sort of pinky toe or, you know, just nipple hairs on that point. They throw in 4 players right on top of the point now, and they're actually in the succinct fight. They're actually linking up pretty well and focusing their fire really nicely, and they managed to clutch it out against Headphone Get Cold when banned.
There we go. They didn't have much time to work with, but they didn't panic either. I really like that they retreated, got some players, and they just got in there and got on point just in time. And there was only 3 seconds on their own clock, so they just managed to get in there and get it in time. Good stuff there, and it's a 1-1 game. I was a little worried after that first round. It looked so comfortable for Headphone Get Cold, and no. They lost the second round here, so it's a full-on game. Let's see what happens here. We've gotten some very early kills compared to our Prem games. Like, people are just dying so fast.
Yeah, what's interesting about the open game players, they don't really hang out in the middle as much as I would predict here, Peter. A lot of them actually rotate heals to some of these little houses to see if they can find pickoffs. Headphone Get Cold do kind of human the idea of like hanging out in the middle, playing the point a bit more, but they don't really want to leave the safety of the concrete too much over on the Russian squad.
Oh, the red demo man goes down once again, and it's going to be Jonas again, just getting in there and getting that nice pick here. But overall, it looks like our Russians are actually winning the fight. He's just going to have to get out of there, buy his time, and then wait for some respawners to get back in here. So a nice little protracted long mid-fight here, a lot longer than the other ones that we saw. And now it's going to be another kind of forward hold, but there's no demo man to help with them.
Yeah, so they do manage to get past the initial barrage of the doors, and now they need to see if they can deal with this Uber charge. They are holding it for so long that they're going to drop basic Doodaloo, they're going to drop another scout, and now they finally pop off the Uber charge, but a lot of work is going to have to be made here. Good job on the soldiers to actually finding these kills in the post-fight, laying down the groundwork for Jonas to get these pickoffs, but Naxxon is going to clean things up. 1, 2, 3 for the scout. Nice gameplay. He's coming back in. He's feeling the energy.
That was so clutch. It was looking real bad, but getting the medic there, oh my god.
Okay.
So sad, almost killed himself. Shot a wall while trying to get out. Pretty funny stuff. But it's going to be another Ubers here. Ubers are like a century away for both teams, as they're just trying to get in there. Next gets another nice pick. Sozad wanted to retreat so badly, but he gets bounced around a lot. Point does change hand, but I think it's going to only last a couple of seconds here as Cotton is desperately trying to get out. He will just barely manage to get out. Fleming will get taken down, but that's going to be that. Oh my god, Nexus again. Just comes in with the flank, takes down the medic. Look at that. He's just having such a big impact.
Yeah, just no pocket scout hanging out, looking out for the medics back there. He was a lot alive much longer, is what I'm trying to say, than any soldier had any right to be. He must have reloaded like 3 rockets there. So they have now the Uber charge, or I should say the Uber advantage. Now they have the Uber charge, but they've also got the point. They can kind of chill things out here, play it a bit cool. But both of these teams, surprisingly to my predictions, they are going quite aggressive with these Ubers.
Yeah, like usually the position you want to be in with Uber is to actually do a forward hold, because you can just slow them down so much. And if they commit enough players to really properly bust you, then you can just pop and just completely wipe them out. But this is going to be a much more sedate option here. It's actually Warnock does another speed jump in there, just immediately gets focus fired by 5 players and dies. But Ubers have equalized now. There's still 1 player down for the Russian team, and they're going to have to Uber in here. And look at that, they actually get a pick before the Uber comes in. However, their Uber is significantly worse. So this is an interesting situation with the man advantage but the Uber disadvantage. And looks like Lucas might just opt to wait for some respawners before going back in here. And I think that's a smart move, but they're just slowly edging forward now.
Yeah, they're gaining some ground on the point. They were looking out for any sort of sticky traps. Nice spam coming out from the Russians, and they actually find Fleming with that spam. I like this. When what a good way to neutralize these Uber charge and its biases. Not go for the medic but so much, but go for the players that he has options to Uber onto. Usually 1 scout on their own isn't going to get a lot of work done unless it's kind of backed up with his entire team. They still are holding on to this Uber charge, and they finally pop it off now, going in deep belly into the beast, and will pluck out a Chatlin kill. And a soldier tries to see if he can go on the back line of this Uber charge, but doesn't really find what he's looking for. Will go down, but now the power has exchanged over to Antoa and his Uber charge.
Yeah, that was a pretty nice flank. Unfortunately, he was met with the Eternity Uber, where the Uber's still going as you jump in and you just feel really dumb. If you just waited half a second, it would have been perfect, but unfortunately. It's going to just slow down a little bit. Lucas is on 50% as the Uber comes in here. Devilman tries to jump out, cannot do it. But everyone else is out pretty safely here. You can see Jonas actually playing pretty aggressively with Lucas as well. And they do get some picks. That's going to be really nice once the point get capped here. The respawners are so much better. You can see the red demo man. He's just so long ago. Okay, the big sink jump.
Oh, what a big sink jump from Water. Very, very good Water. Like, that was magnifico. And he will get obviously a huge impact, taking out the Demo Man and the medic and the Uber charge advantage. They just need to keep Antoa alive and kind of clean up the easy sort of panic jumpers from that post Uber. And yeah, very, very nice from the Russian squad. That's going to net them a lot of time.
And the clip, most importantly. The clip is the most important part. He's been trying so long to get that. It's good to see it finally worked. All right, they're going to just gather around it. There's no real forward hold to speak of. But they're just waiting with the Uber, and they're going to come in with the flank.
Yeah, they're in the house. They really want to get Lucas, and they will find him, but they need to kind of solidify everybody else now. Everyone else is in an awful position and taking the same amount of damage all across the board, and I think their fate completely comes down to, after this unpause, if those 2 low health Russian players on the flank go down or not, Peter.
I believe Fleming's going to go in and just one-shot both of them. No problem. And at the same time, Jonas going to one-shot Onishi with a pistol. Yeah, that's how that works. And it's just going to be 2 scouts against the Demo Man. Right? The Hopium is talking here.
What is the max damage of 1 pistol shot? Is it like I don't even know.
It's like 22 or something. I always get it mixed up with the winger, like 22 or 26, something like that.
But I also see ASDF. He is primed to, shoot 1 rocket, basically 1 very splashable rocket on these 2 souls, and then maybe even like pluck off this medic who's only got a lowly little demo man looking after him. So we'll see. They have brought down the time. I'm pretty sure it was pretty low before this. I think it was around 20 seconds or so. So still an opportunity to kind of claim back the point for Headphone Get Cold. But we'll see in the little kind of aftermath of this unpause. I can only assume that this pause is coming out at the beginning of a new round.
Yes, probably. But this is actually a crazy pause because you just don't know what's going to happen. Right, like, yeah, you got Ast coming in from behind those 2 guys. He could just kill both of them while Fleming runs off. You could have Jonas win or lose the fight against Quinashi. Everyone's so weak. Medic is not full health. Demo Man's fine. That's about it. Everyone else is just super killable. and it can go either way. So I don't know. This almost calls for a poll. Not really, but yeah. Like what do you think's gonna happen? I think logically it's gonna be the Russian team and red that just comes out ahead here. They just win all the fights, no problem.
I think it's very clear that ASDF definitely wants to turn up to the fight and go and fight those two players. I think he wants to go for those splash kills. I think there's something in the soldier brain where it sees two players clumped up. There's one rocket, there's two rockets. See, that's what I was talking about. The dopamine hit, and now Fleming goes for the flank. It's one demo man against a lowly scout, and because of that, how is he supposed to? Oh my God! I didn't predict this. The Antoa just takes matter into his own hands, bashes the head of the scout, and goes back to his soldier buddy, who's actually going to block the point, puts it into overtime. Very big gameplay from Ottawa. And, well, now we have an opportunity here for the Russians. All they need to do now, Peter, is cap.
Yeah, that went not as I expected at all. I don't know. It was kind of like we were all wrong somehow. No matter what you predicted, it wasn't that. Anyways, we got another
times
fight
5.
here.
Times 3. Somebody needs to block the point. They finally got to the point now, but in the panic, everybody gets on the same square pixel on the point, and it makes it easy for Chatlin to start raining down fire, and they're being whittled away one by one. But they pop off the Uber. They need to find more kills with it, though, because Antoa is going to come back with his own Uber charge any minute now, right on top of the scout. It pops off, and it's the soldier against the world, and the world hits back, Peter.
It's going to be another win here. They were down 1-0, and now they're up 2-1 here. And road to OPENOVO. They're back.
They're back.
They just need one more round, and there was the pause. So you were exactly right. The beginning of the round there, and it's been very, very close rounds. It's been seconds that it's come down to here. So this is the best possible outcome for us. It's just a really close match here. Very aggressive in PFI Water immediately. Not really finding anything so far, but you can see he wants to go for a play.
Yes, and they're just playing a bit cool, calm, and collected on both squads now. I guess they're feeling the sort of the difficulty or the anxiety and pressure. They will lose Lucas, however, from a bombing soldier distracting so many eyeballs away from the real threat, which was supposed to be in front of them.
Yeah, they sent 3 players there, like really aggressively onto Lucas. Lucas did a good job of dodging, but when 3 players are all just going for you, it can be difficult to survive. So he will die. They get the point. They get some time on it, and then Antoa Garden will get the Uber in on the other hand here. They've already broken the forward hold on one side here. They're just clearing some sticky, very slow. Oh my God, they actually rotated around. So they're taking a lot of time getting in here.
My God, that's a lot of players in one little doorway, and Jonas just alley-oops past them because they've got one thing on their mind. They want to get clinical damage on this core component. Basic dude Luke and maybe Lucas if they can find him, but they could not. So, but they will gain so much ground, and they'll gain the point back as well. If you can get the kill on Jonas, this will just be icing on the cake.
Yeah, he's being super annoying. He actually hits a really nice shot there. Get the me shot. Will eventually get picked off, but it's all getting reversed now as it's going to be Lucas 25 with the Uber advantage. Only 50% on Antoa Garden. He's standing really far back. And he's not completely out, so he is catchable if you just like Uber in your demo man or something like that very aggressively, or you sticky off his retreat. But here comes the Uber, and they're not going for the medic at all. They're just going for kills. That's probably fine. That poor soldier just ran straight from the fire into the frying pan, trying to get out. Jonas goes forward, but look at that. They're defending that med so well. And unfortunately for Headphone get cold, unable to find Antoa Garden. He's going to have a full Uber now.
Yeah, it's a very interesting gameplay from both teams. I just don't think I predict any way these Ubers or how these fights should progress once somebody goes down. It seems like the stronger the position a team is in, the more likely just shit happens to that poor team.
Yeah, maybe don't try and predict it. Forward, okay. They've actually come in with a big flank here. Lucas did not see it coming at all. What a flank there.
Ideal Uber, so they go straight on top of Lucas, and not only have they got the pick on them, but they've got the pick onto basic dude Luke, and kind of set up an easy escape way for the medic to get out, which has been the struggle for these teams. It's not the Ubers, it's the post-fight getting the medic safe. And we're going to claim a bit oh wait, we're not going to delay our respawners. Somebody called out Fleming there, like, don't you dare, boy, as we'll maybe get the pick onto Naxxeron, but it will manage to get out with a couple of moments. Another Uber charge onto a big lobby kill fest. It's an absolute red fever in the kill feed and in the blue lobby. Yes, I'm liking this Uber from the Russians. They seem to have cracked it down much better than Headphone Get Cold.
Yeah, they did try it earlier as well to go for those flank Ubers on the stairs. But this time around, it's just working so much better because they're putting way more people in that same low doorway in the hallway and trying to break it that way instead of breaking it on the low ground. But anyways, they have pushed forward here. It just gets the cap immediately. A lot of respect being shown here. They just don't want to fight without an Uber here on the Russian team, it looks like. And they're just going to wait it out. And Ubers are not that far apart either. So if they don't come in with this Uber and just make it work and make it hit, they're going to actually be in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, I don't even actually hate it 100%. They're just keeping it really simple TF2 where they know they have an Uber charge advantage and they just need to take the kills from there. What a massive sticky. I was a little worried about this Uber charge until that final sticky rang through and kind of kept their hopes alive on the Russian squad, but
well, they even buying time for the respawn.
Yeah, much closer. That was a nice little sort of detail that you pointed out as well. Well done from the Russian squad. Now they have a real commanding presence this round. Although when I look at the time, it's actually much closer than I thought.
Yeah, it's just because they're letting up the point when they don't have people. They've just been really unwilling to actually take a fight, and very crucially for Headphone Got Cold, they actually managed to get out, so they can't get flanked on that stair anymore. And Ubers are actually a lot closer than I thought again, but we've seen it doesn't take much of an Uber ad for these Russians to just completely wipe a team.
Offered up their life, feeling really cocky there, or maybe just smelling some blood in the water, thinking that these players are waiting for a crossbow. Maybe I can just get that pick, but it doesn't quite work out. Now they've got one less body to kind of block this point with, but they're not really finding this one scout that's just body blocking the point. They pop off the Uber charge now. Lucas has the Uber charge so close, will finally pop off the Uber charge in the clutch moments of the game, gets the kill on Antoa, and now it's just about keeping everybody alive and just finding up the cleanup kills. Everyone brought down so low, and everyone scattered to the four winds of the map, and they will hunt them down one by one, Beta.
Very clean Uber there. Just the counter Uber came in so clutch. And now they're actually holding on to this point. Look at that. Time's going to tick down. It is going to be, while they have a lot of time, they could get into a very bad position because they need to get on the point pretty soon here to not just lose outright here. And Lenovo's got one scout on it, but that's not going to be enough. Right now it's just a spam fest. And finally, Lucas gets jumped, immediately gets taken down. And it looks like our Russian team are actually going to clutch it out here.
You gotta give credit to the Russian team for actually holding. Oh my god, that was a nice sort of rockets from ASDF, but we're saying so. They will actually get this round. One scout. He refuses! He refuses to learn! He refuses to lose! And he refuses this round! What an protagonist energy coming out from Fleming. The mumble must be electric right now, Beta.
That was a 300 health soldier buffed on top of the nipple, just shooting down at a scout. And Fleming just runs in there and wins it.
My god. Have you ever seen a moment like that where a scout just says nay, Beta? I feel like I could climb a mountain and I just watched it.
Crazy, absolute scenes here. Let's see what happens on the flank. We've had quite a bit of aggression coming out on water on earlier rounds, and you know he wants to make a big play. He's like my favorite archetype of a soldier, who's the moonshot soldier.
the poor Chatterlin has been feeling it all game, and that is the death queue, just hitting it one after the other. His medic is so far backwards. They will let this demo man die before they risk Antoa's life.
Jonas overextends there, gets taken down. He's going to open it up for Water to jump in on his own, but unable to get to Lucas. However,
no, it's
so
the death corner.
Yeah, alright. Let's see if we get some revenge in here. We got a soldier trained on the head of the medic here. But look at that.
Nice jump from Nexus. Can't find the final rocket, however. That concrete is it's deceiving because it looks like very deadly in the hands of headphone get cold, but to the Russian team though aren't really sweating it too much on concrete.
Yeah, it looked fine. Like, you have a lot of room to actually maneuver, and also Kornashi is just absolutely beasting right now, cleaning up like a madman. And you can kind of see that they're being very careful in this lobby. They've been flanked a lot of time. Here comes the flank
they want to use
again.
the Uber. They're going straight into the lobby. They pop off really early. This is an extremely aggressive Uber. Lucas is not even that far from the respawn, just goes back into the bunker, and they call it a sweet victory here for Road to OPENOVO. So they just go back and kind of high-five each other on the point that they have successfully defended.
Yeah, they definitely knew. They've been flanked on that stairwell so many times. They ran up the stairs and then looped back left. And they still killed 4 players, mind you, but...
Big high jump in the sky will go down. He's made dinner, as he will be an early casualty for Headphone Get Cold to get back in. And, well, they will pop off Uber Charge. It's a bit early, but they just want to guess the blue light to go. And they will get the demo man. That's something, Peter, but not really worth, I would say, an Uber Charge exchange.
Not quite what they were looking for. Not the worst thing in the world. Having a demo man down is nice. It becomes a lot easier for Lucas to retreat.
The Uber Charge. They've just used it. They've popped out. I guess they were a bit scared, like, huh, a jump scare coming out from a random scout on the corner of the map. And we're a little kind of spread thin here. ASDF will go down, and then we're going to come back in. We're pretending we're strong here over on Headphone Get Cold, and they succinct up their gameplay and their shooting on the same character and told the world, what do you know, that player will go down.
Kornashi takes the pretty aggressive fight here across the point. Soldier jumps in. Lucas does his best to dodge. So far, doing a really good job of it. Oh, can't quite make it out alive there. They're just sending in 3 players for the medic every time. It's so hard for Lucas to stay alive.
Yeah, and they're just chilling back in concrete. Like, they know, like, they do best, and they are probably going to go down here. There's no medic healing them, obviously, so any damage they're taking, even these pitiful 6s from across the map from these scouts, hurt.
Slowly capping it out now. Endo Accordant has the full Uber. Can't really contest it too much here. Soldier comes in.
Nice soldier rocket. He has to pop it before he craters onto the ground, and this hurts, as they don't really want to overextend with their Uber Charge because they could just get picked off being out of range of their own medic.
This is one of the few times we've actually seen a single soldier bomb just work out. Water tries to go for the play. Second soldier comes in as well. Look at that, Lucas, 10 HP. I have to limp back to spawn there and get some help. Otherwise, he's going to be absolutely useless here. But it's a double pick. They can definitely go in there.
Oh, the trap.
Sneaky, sneaky. That's going to slow them down quite a bit.
Yeah, and they're getting the point here. I hope there's probably something whispering in the ears of Headphone Get Cold now. It's like, you have the Uber Charge. You could just Uber into them. I'm sure it'll be fine.
It's a flank scout. Right behind the medic. Nobody spotted.
Nobody managed to click on him. A soldier jumps into the fire. 2 kills is a nice start to an Uber Charge, to give me credit. And, well, they can't really find one more. Chatterlin actually plays against the greed, the sheer greed of Headphone Get Cold. I was telling you about it, Peter, that whispering voice in your head just saying you can Uber Charge into them, overextend, I'm sure it'll be fine. As it turns out it was a Russian voice. It will net a wonderful point for the Russian teams at match point.
The devil on your shoulder can be a real enemy you have to deal with here. Soldier's going to try and come out here and break the forward hold. So far, unsuccessfully so. It's very interesting to see the demo man holding this right side completely alone. and just barely anyone there to help him. And Scout just on the flank, ready to flank. Okay, they've actually busted through the low ground now, and everyone on road to open is just gonna have to retreat here. Ubers are still not really in effect here. Point gets capped out, but there's a lot of time to work with here for road to OPENOVOs.
That's a real shame. They were looking at all the core component of Road to OPENOVOs, but headphone get cold. If you just turned your head, you would find these soldiers, find these picks. They pop off the Uber charge, 95% on Lucas, but he goes down. Oh, disaster zone. They're gonna have to dig deep over on headphone get cold, find any sort of damage, any sort of player. They're finding some rockets, but just not enough. It doesn't die with a cry, but with a whimper. It will go to Road to OPENOVOs in our first map.
They were 3% away from greatness. Unfortunately, they came back in the most clutch moment with Fleming, but unable to clinch out the map as well. That's going to be a 1-0 lead going to head here for Road to OPENOVOs, our Russian team. I'm going to look at some logs. I have a feeling that Quinashi and Jonas are going to have some crazy stats, and Nexus is probably going to have a lot of kills.
Well, you're not wrong. Nexus, Jonas, and ASDF have a lot of kills, a lot of damage. Everyone has a lot of damage in this game here. But to enter the server, you get an automatic 10k, it looks like. And, well, if we look at the game and look at the logs, the story's being said pretty pure and simple. Look at the medic deaths, Peter. That is 7 versus 14. That's double the amount of deaths compared to the opponent medic. And yet it was still this close.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. You can really see some of those Ubers were just so successful at flanking them and taking them down. That happened a lot. And also there were like some 3-man sacks as well. And in general on COF maps, it's really worth it to just sack players to take out the enemy medic. In general, in TF2, like Uber advantage is good, but there's also other stuff like man advantage and like health advantage, that kind of stuff, and positional advantage.
Yeah.
And it's just in COF, the medic advantage and Uber advantage is just so much more important than everything else. So just focusing on the medic can definitely work out for you.
But I will give some compliments to Headphone Get Cold. I think the reason they made it so close was they prioritized the point a bit more. So they were much more active in blocking the point, sneaking the point away from the enemy team, playing the point basically throughout these mids and fights, being the first ones, I think, to actually win out the points. In the log, I'm sure it might back me up. Yeah, majority of the time in these rounds, they were winning out the mid first and all this. And that's important. Those are the sorts of things that usually net these higher teams the win, is how many times they can just exchange this point back and forth for free. God forbid, though, that they take an Uber charge over on Headphone Get Cold. I think that their own Ubers were more deadly than the enemy Ubers.
Yeah, it's they seem so much less focused, I want to say, than what we saw on Road to OPENOVOs. They just stayed in so long. They were just fully committed. There was no get in, get out. It was just, let's wipe them on wipe.
I think the timing as well was just awful. You know, when they would like pop the Uber from midpoint, it was very clearly telegraphed by Headphone Get Cold. So when you saw like a shiny person across the road on the Russian team, you were like, oh crap, let's just leave now. But every time the Russian team seemed to pop this Uber charge, they were actually flanking behind them. Or they were like just surprising them from a doorway. It was like they only seen them for half a second and suddenly they're in the danger zone. So I think that was the big spearing head point for the Russian squad at the very least. Now we've got a completely different affair though. We're now switching to game mode. So it's going to be 5 CP over on Sunshine will be our first map. And maybe if it comes down to it, Snakewater. Beta, is there any transferable things that you can see from that first game that you're probably going to see in that Sunshine game?
I mean, there's a flank that's basically a house. Nexus was doing a lot of work on those, but no, they're pretty damn different. I mean, general skills obviously translate, right? But I don't think there's too much that really compared. Sunshine is a relatively long CP map, and Bagel is like the most smushed COF map, so they're about as different as you can get them in competitive TF2. So Yeah, I'm not going to read in too deep to it. I hope Luke is going to have a better game here, right? He actually bottom damage as a demo man, and he does hate the map, so this is going to be his time to shine.
All
Basic
right.
dude Luke for MVP.
All right, Beta. I have some questions, queries, and maybe even some prayers here for Headphone Get Cold. Is there anything that we're going to see in this sort of open gameplay on a 5CP map? Is there anything that maybe these teams can abuse from each other that you can get away with in an open bracket game?
I think Sunshine in general is a pretty good map to go for like solo plays. Water. He's the moonshot soldier. He'll go for big plays. He'll go for sinks. He'll go for big jumps, speed jumps, that kind of stuff, right? And Sunshine is pretty good for those. He's gonna, at least on one mid, he's gonna do a fast rollout and hope to snipe the enemy demo. I guarantee it. It's gonna happen 100%. And if those kind of plays are successful, if they don't get shut down either by a good play from the demo man or the scouts helping out on the flank and that kind of stuff, it can be a very rough time here for Headphone Get Cold, I think.
Beta, there's two wolves fighting in every single person in TF2 when it comes to these mid fights. One of those wolves wants your medic to remain alive, so much so that you'll forfeit the mid and just scout taxi that medic out at the slightest breeze that comes their way. Or there's those ones that just walks in with their medic, gets the heals out, and dies for the cause. Which wolf are you, Beta?
I kind of like committing, to be honest, but it also depends on like the game state, obviously, and the map takes a lot. Like on Granary, like what are you doing trying to stay alive? Just get in there, man. Anyways, we're on mid. Let's see.
Oh my god, look at Sosa. He's in and he is Meals on Wheels. Please sign here. I'm going to feed you. As he will just kind of forfeit their soldiers immediately. It's 5 versus 5 to start our first mid fight.
Yeah, basically Luke. I was saying Water was going to do the fast rollout. It was actually Sosa that did it instead. But yeah, it's still a 5v5. You can absolutely still win this.
We've switch sides, Beto. I've just noticed. Look at that. There's no exit way.
It's a forced fight. You can't retreat. You just have to duke it out. And basically, he's coming in from behind. He respawned.
Oh no! And Toa goes down because of it. And in the cruel fate of TF2, because you went down later as medic, you're punished for it. Lucas is going to get up that just little second earlier and going to have maybe an overcharge ready for this last defense compared to Antoa.
Oh my god. Imagine if basic dude Luke had just put down 2 stingies before deading up.
What are you doing? He is getting out. Okay, he was just humoring the idea, but we'll go back and we have a sentry gun on left. We have a pyro on left as well. See, Beta? These open teams do watch some of our gameplays here on Essentials.tf. They do watch these last holds that the Prem players make.
Maxeron has actually gone sniper as well, so they were predicting that this was going to end up with a stalemate. So they're just taking the consequence here. There's a full 7 setup with the forward gun and the pyro and everything, the dispenser to dispense the ammo and everything. So it's just going to be a matter of can they create space for Nexaron and can he actually hit the shot with the space that they provided. I don't think they know about it just yet. He's going to get 1 shot for free. It's usually what you say, but now they know about it. I don't even think he took a shot. He just got damaged really badly here. So he's going to get some more heals and they're going to have to start over.
Yeah, some nice pipes from Basic Dude Luke, just spamming him away from the safety of his little trench, and SDF is going to back him up. It's looking like it's going to be very boring gameplay on the sentry side, though, Rita, as we're just waiting on the Naxaron to see if you can find a pick anywhere. And usually these last defenses are very hard to break for lower ranked teams, as it basically takes a string of a lot of coordinated success, one after the other, to actually break a hold like this.
Yeah, and a good jump in there from Az. Gonna just take everyone down. I think no one's actually going for any kind of play. This would be a good time to have the soldiers to jump out and trying to get a counter sack going, but yeah, no real opportunity presented itself. So we just have everyone chilling out, holding their own high grounds. And we got Nexaron coming back on sniper.
Beta, we need to give these teams a bit of, I guess, asterisks here, a bit of condolences, because this is not a last hold that's easy to break by any means. We've actually seen other Prem teams struggle to break this, and the only one I've really seen do a little success was just a kind of cheeky little gameplay from Manda.
Nexair is in so deep, nobody spotted him.
Yeah, he's got a lot of heals as well on him, but he will actually go back now. Is he running the Razor back? No, I'm losing my mind. Never mind. So we're just rotating from door to door because that's what any good sniper will do, but any good sniper has even a tough time pushing this door Beta with a soldier breathing down his neck.
Yeah, he's actually getting some pretty good looks here, so I don't even blame him for going sniper again. He was getting some pretty good flanks in there where he had like a solid second to react and try and get a good shot off. And he's just gonna creep around, see if he can get another one of those angles. So far, good spam from the defense. Gonna make sure he can't really get in there. He's gonna go lower again this time around. He actually had a lot of success before, but again, just soldiers right on top of it. And time is slowly ticking down here. It's about 2 minutes.
Beta, we've unlocked that portion of the gameplay where I get to do one of my TF2 TED Talks as we're just waiting for things to happen. And my TED Talk for today is picking sniper when going to push a last is deceivably one of the more horrible ways to push a last. Let me explain. So if you go for a spy, there is a definite fail condition, right? If you either get the stab or you get killed, and you know that you've made that attempt. With a sniper, you feel like you're just waiting for the attempt any second now, but their fail state doesn't happen. So all that happens is you sit in this loop, waiting and putting this huge pressure on your sniper, because he's going to come up with something eventually, but all he's doing is sniping your time. He's taking all this time away that you would have had of opportunity. So if you had man treads, hell, even if you had a banner, you would at least attempt to do something and you would know if it worked or not. But with a sniper...
He actually gets the snipe.
He actually gets the snipe?
He hit the demo man there. And they're actually going to just Uber in here. So perhaps your whole speech here just has comically bad timing. Anyway, counter Ubers have come in. Lucas has a much better Uber here, but you can see they're getting ready to push back in.
Yeah, well, Nexus has just killed off the opposing naysayer of my TED Talk, and now they actually have an opportunity to make the push out here, as they've only got a few players alive, one of them being a respawner, and they will take that trade Beta. We will not go for the round reset, despite only 20 seconds left.
Yeah. A lot of teams would have just sat there on last, but they want to actually play it out. It's even Ubers, so it's basically the exact same situation as before, except now they're on second. When the even Ubers, they could have been having a mid-fight instead. So should you actually push out here? It feels bad to not do it, but I'm pretty sure the correct move here was actually to just not push.
I don't know. They didn't have the greatest time on mid last time, so maybe not feeling too confident about those mid fights. Maybe we're just overthinking it and they're just like, ooh, shiny point, and they just get onto the point and not really looking at that timer. And if you're wondering, guys, like, oh, don't worry, the banning config is going to bail these teams out. That's only for Prem, so get your sandwiches away. No lunchbox for you, as we're going to be having a finite game of TF2 here. We're speaking of, Basic Luke finishes off Quanchi, and we'll get the pick onto Chatelain as well. Playing defense seems to work out for Headphone Get Cold.
Yeah, like, I'm not sure. Chatelain went so deep. Like, unbelievably deep. He was alone, just in there, in the middle of the enemy team. He was never, ever making it out alive. And eventually he does just get picked off there. A bunch of stuff happened on the flank, but that was a weird decision by him. He went way too deep. So that's why they ended up losing that fight here. And now they're actually going to try and push in here.
Oh my god. Yeah, they're just in. They have confidence kind of flowing through them, and it works out. Playing confident is scared off the Russian squad.
They retreat, put their tail between their legs and run. They are going to have some sticky traps in lobby here just to see them in, see if they can get a cheeky little pick here, but this is going to be the same situation before. So maybe I was incorrect about the whole you take the mid-fight stuff. It's actually worked out beautifully here. They're going in. They are at an uber disadvantage here, so it's not like they could have pushed or anything. There's a reason why they're being so passive as they are right now. But Next round, he was on sniper, trying to get a sneaky little pick there as they were walking into a lobby. So far, he has not really found anything, but he's going to continue to try to get some shots off.
The best defense is a good offense, I suppose, but they actually lose 2 players on the flank here. So that left-hand side completely bare for the world. They have an opportunity here to take out this sentry gun from afar. And it will get spammed down. Quan Chi is going to try and build the sentry gun again. That's hopeful thinking. We're pressuring the point in. Scout will lose his life, but they force the Uber charge just from the sheer cooker pressure made out, and they just cap off the point in all the chaos, Peter. Very well played.
Yeah, beautiful push there. They got the double pick on their own left side. They pushed in on left. Got the Uber Force out after spamming down the sentry gun, popped after, and capped it out. It was really clean. Good job by the scout to get on the point immediately, by the way. That's probably one of those things where you could eventually end up losing the push just because you don't have enough point presence. But yeah, that was really good stuff.
On the bright side, this has inspired my next tech talk, which is Sniper loses you defense as well.
Alright, now you're beginning to create talk. Anyway, we're on mid here. And I have just found out that Water is the one doing the equalizer rollout, so therefore he's not fast. I'm devastated. Anyways, big jumps in here coming in from Nexus, and he is going to cause enough chaos here for to get some good picks off here. And eventually, they're actually winning this mid fight. Lucas, however, does go down.
This is one of the stranger mid fights I've seen. I think they took 2 very different, distinct fights from one another. I think Water was waiting very long for a crossbow that could not come because Antoa was hanging out in the cafe, and then these 2 teams just started brawling it out in cafe while the flank, I guess if you can call it the flank of mid, were busy actually fighting at mid.
The mid flank, yeah. Because these second point get capped out here. So sad is just kind of dancing around trying to spot what's happening. Like, you know, sometimes when you're out there, you'll spot a sniper run around the corner. Something like that. That's not going to be the case, though, here. So, just going to be another last push here. And there's no sniper this time around to lose them the last point, right? So they're good.
Yeah. They've obviously gone to Naxxon, and it's like, that's it, Naxxon, you've lost us enough points. You've been demoted to Pyro. You sit in front of that sentry gun and you press mouse too.
Yeah, and I'm not so sure about the whole snipers lose last point, because I think if you're sitting far enough back, that's like a non-issue. However, I actually think you have a pretty good point with the snipers kind of lose you last pushes just because they spend so much time, right? They just run down the clock for you because you're just rotating around, and that fail state, as you call it, never happens, and eventually they feel like they just have to go for like a hero play or whatever. That could have just been a soldier sack anyway, or a scout running in. So yeah, I can definitely see what you mean with it just saps time from your team and causes unnecessary pressure. Or at the very least, it doesn't do anything that a normal cookie cutter class could have done. So I think that's a fair point, but obviously you can play around that if you're good.
Yeah, I think Prem players also combat this by giving a bit of finite time for the sniper to actually do something, or they also get another idea flowing through. Hell, if you're playing on a team with Yak, you've usually got 5 ideas happening alongside this sniper, so maybe they could take a page out of that book, right?
Yeah, like you send in the soldiers with the man treads, and you send in a lot of spam with the demo man from like a really specific angle. And then also you have a sniper at the same time, and all of a sudden you have a ton of pressure and a bunch of ideas, and one of them's going to work, right? Like surely, or you lose 4 players and you're going to have to give up second.
All right, Peter. Now we come to the forbidden TED Talks of when we are paused in a game and we're waiting for these players to micromanage every aspect of their gameplays in the next round. My next crazy idea for you is, could you switch off the medic into another combat class and just do something extremely zany when pushing last?
No, you're actually stupid. That would never act. That I'm just gonna shut that idea down immediately.
Oh my god, my producer even like chimed in for a second there, just saying like, "What? What are you thinking?" It must be bad if the producer is
you've
actually
gone too far this time. All right, like your brain is working too hard.
Okay, no. Just think about it, Peter. Okay, you've played pubs.
Yeah, I feel like I'm thinking about it and you're not. But anyway, go on.
You've played pubs. You don't need a medic to play the game. It's not an automatic sort of win condition of things. Have you ever had those moments in pub TF2 where you're actually doing all right and then you just hold the scoreboard and you're like, oh, we actually don't have a medic. We're actually doing okay here. That extra combat class or just extra zany sort of player might be the difference maker.
What kind of pubs do you play? Whenever I play a pub, I'm like, oh, why are we rolling them? And I press tab and, oh, we have 3 medics. That's why. That's what happens. All the time.
Yak.
No.
Yak, if you could hear the sound of my voice right now, forego that medic class, put Pegels onto Darrowman or something, and then maybe you'll win a LAN.
Jesus Christ, man. I mean, they wouldn't see it coming, I guess, but I mean, they always do know when you kill a medic, because that's what the entire game is about. So I'm going to go with your crazy. That final answer.
All right.
Get a different idea.
Well, we have the Uber charge now. Let's see if medics are all that cracked up to be. And well, they're looking pretty cookie cutter. They don't actually want to do anything, it looks like, over on handful. What's that team name again? I've actually blanked during the long poll. I'm getting old now.
Road to cold headsets or something, right?
Oh, it's headphone get cold. It's not and get cold when headphone. Gotcha.
Oh, the Uber comes out on the defense. That was weird. Yeah, they just ran into each other and they pop, but not after dropping a bunch of players.
No. Naxaron, he's caught in the corners on Pyro, an awful fate, and now that we have to get Stickies onto point, there's so much cap time to start off with. The Scout is actually managed, no, not going down quick enough. Antoa putting things into his own hands, actually gets enough time for the 2 soldiers to respawn in all the chaos.
Oh, Jonas gonna do it?
Jonas eats dirt as he will go down. Did Jonas actually go down during any of that? Was that a respawner?
Yeah, that was a respawner. He came in like way late. Yeah, he's no Fleming apparently. Fleming would have won that. But anyway, we're back here.
That was a very strange last push. I'm not going to lie. That was very... I don't know why red team Ubered. I don't know how the blue team Ubers failed. I don't know why everybody disappeared to when the point was free. No stickies, no players, no nothing. But we're already back here at last point, so I guess we can have an action replay of it.
Indeed, let's try that one again. It was great. But yeah, so far it seems like headset get cold is their best bet is to just pressure the left side of the point. There's usually 2 soldiers and a medic there, just holding it, which is I feel like a little unusual. Like usually the medic is holding on the low ground or way left, but they've actually had a really good time overwhelming that side, getting some picks, and then they can move from there and they can get it for free. So let's see. Actually, they're trying to spam down the sentry gun. There is just the Pyro holding on to it. But yeah, not really committing to any one strategy so far.
Now, if you're European, you're looking at this last hold and you're thinking, it's impregnable. It's impossible to beat this last hold. We need to give up right now and just start off-classing. Now, if you're American, a lot of you would look at this last hold like incredibly flimsy and breakable here, as we can just go and attack the sentry gun. And even though the Pyro's guarding it, can it just be that simple, Beta? Can you just edge out this around this corner and deal with this sentry gun?
Yeah, kinda. Like there's no demo man putting stingies down. That means you can peek quite a bit. So Basic Dude Luke could definitely peek around this corner and do a lot of spam to it. Same thing with soldiers. But it's much more effective if you actually go in from the other side and spam it from that direction too. Because that way the Pyro can't reflect everything at the same time. Right, like one soldier peeking around the corner, they're just going to get every rocket reflected. It's a pretty easy job. So, yeah, my main problem right now with Headphone Get Cold is that they're just not doing anything. They're not committing. They're not sending in soldiers. They're not trying to break through the side. They're not committing the demo man in deep to try and spam down the sentry gun. nothing. They're not doing anything. They're not sending in a scout to offer us. Nothing.
Are they not doing anything, Beta? Are you sure? Who's the roundup right now over on Headphone Get Cold? Are they the ones that are winning the game right now? They shouldn't feel pressure to go in. They don't have to do anything. They've got time on their side.
I mean, they can always just run out the clock either way, but yeah, 2-0 is better than 1-0 for sure here. As they try to come in, but unfortunately, basically Luke will get taken down. Sentry gun is still up.
It's still there, yes. Nexus, you can't claim the point while the sentry gun is still aiming at it, and it will be a stalemate, but it's okay. Like the scoreboard reminds us, it's 1-0.
Indeed, he got a bit too passive there, and they just didn't. I feel like they didn't explore enough options there to try and break it. Like a normal team would have sent in like double soldier sack 3 times there in the time it took them to just not do it and go for the final push with 30 seconds remaining.
There must have been an argument in Mumble, like, guys, who's going to ruin their logs for this suicide?
Oh, it's the fast
class?
bowler.
Oh, skill checked. ASDF will get the kill pretty early on against Chatelain, and, well, let's see if they can keep Lucas alive in all the sort of red-eyed chaos when they're so angry and just annoyed over on the Russian squad for losing their demo man so early. And, well, what do you know? They would have won mid, it looks like, if they just backed out earlier over on the Russian squad.
Indeed, couldn't have won either way. But they're going to get second for free here, Headphone. Just securing everything with stickies and soldiers and that kind of stuff. And we're back. All right, let's hope they've gotten some good ideas. Had a little think. Maybe talk to each other. They had a little giant pause as well to talk it. And, okay, see, this is what I was talking about with, right, how aggressively they're peaking right now with the demo man and a soldier. You can see that the sentry actually went down to half health. It's much more likely for it to succeed. And eventually, Gepara will just run out of ammo. So I like that they're committing it because there's no demo man on the left that's currently spamming them out and making sure that they can't peek.
Yeah, they're all rotating around now. I think we're having a bit of a job crisis, I think, figuring out where they want to put the demo man over on Road to OPENOVO. So they actually ransack Jonas in, gets the kill on the soldier, and now opens up this left to barrage this sentry gun down, and Naxaron is too spread thin, will go and lose his sentry gun away from all these spamming players, and now they're trying to edge the point as well. Fleming bringing all the players onto the red point to make it easier for his team to spam down. They pop off the Uber. It's the final defense here for Road to OPENOVO, and Water is going to go down. They have an Uber charge ready from Lucas. They look like they want to go in. If they take too long, though, Respawn is going to come back up.
They don't even need the Uber. They're just crushing anyway.
They're on top of the end. The demo man isn't even aware that Chatelain is going to go down, and they kind of took them apart there over on Headphone Get Cold, one by one.
I can't believe it. I was right. It's just actually the pressure on the left side. It does so well every single time. They ran a scout through that chaos, caused them to get a pick on the soldier, and they just walk through, spam down the sentry gun because you can do that when you do it from 2 angles. And they somehow got the pressure there to get the medics to pop and got a clean push.
I think that's underrated as a pick class. I call it the pasta scout. Just, oh my god, Sosat just jumps straight in, takes out basic dude Luke, and there's another scout casualty as well. This mid is curtains, but they do lose their own demo man. But they've just, if we take another little head count, they actually do have a bit more death on the side of Headphone Get Cold. So this mid is cold. Get out.
He's going to have to retreat here. I think they're happy to slow this game down. They're not actually fully committing to second until they got all the spawners there. They could have been punished for that, but there's no demo man to jump in and sticky them out. So they're just going to hold second here. It's actually a really nice situation, but also it's going to be a bit of a reprieve for us. We don't have to sit here and look at another last push. We get a second push. How do you break a stalemate on second? And looks like a double soldier sack is the first answer we get treated to here.
Yeah, so both these soldiers get Cleaned up nicely. I like Lucas's approach in a way that he took the bunkering grass immediately, realizes that those jumps weren't pointed enough. So if he just kind of leaves the fight a bit more, those soldiers can't really lay any damage on him.
Next is going to be the first one to bust through here. Makes some sense, as everyone else is just getting completely pushed out. So we're just going to change mid here. And kind of interesting that the double... Okay, they're not giving up mid. This is an odd timing here.
Okay, we've used the overcharge. I guess we want to go for a multi, as the war responding kind over on Lucas. And they actually pick off Fleming and SDF, who extend themselves. And Jonas might go down as well, but the rest of the team isn't there. Watter's there! Watter's there! Water believes, and Water is going to get a lot of kills and get the rest of his squad back in against Basic Dude Luke. It's Lucas on his own and will die on his own.
Fleming's in here behind. Can he? Nope, he cannot. Situation is not salvageable. And Wada is being sneaky. He's holding really far forward.
God, he's so far forward. Like, when they make the rotation out, he gets the kill against Basic Dude Luke. He almost gets the kill against Nexus as well. But that's annoying now, because you've got no Demo Man for last. Pick a door. Any door, Beta. It's yours.
It's a full Uber ad. Look like they want to go top right with it. There's no sentries. There's a heavy... But there's not even all
What are they waiting for? What are they waiting for, Beta? I'm literally looking at the door. What are they waiting for? You have 100% overcharge. They have no sentry. They have no Demo Man for a little bit. He's just come back. What are you waiting for, Russia?
They couldn't do it without water. He had to be in here. Anyway, they're finally going in here. Heavy, just barely unable to get out here. And that's going to be the first pick. Lots of time on the point, actually. Damage is doing well here, and the push, they should have just waited. It's fine, Turbo Tab. It's fine.
Oh my god, I was stressing out, Beta. How many times do you see a Demo Man go down, plucked out of the sky, and you could just waltz in with your Uber charge? I mean, hell, you could have waited on their last point. I think there was a time for you to like oppose and fight them a little bit, but I don't know. They do win the round, I guess. So what do I know? They're back in the game, Beta. 8 minutes left on our clock.
I want to see Basic Luke. He's so far back. He's like, I've been burned by all these fast soldiers way too much. None to be found this time around. Actually, Aspen will lose in the bell tower, but look how defensive everyone is.
Oh my god, yeah. And they're chasing them. They don't want the mid. The mid is not good enough for them, Peter. They want blood here over on Headset Get Cold. Or should I say Headset Get Fire, as they will get a kill onto Sossat. And they throw in Water as well, who tries to play off any damage that his soldier buddy might have done, but there is no damage to be had. And that's 3 picks. They're making their way all the way to last. No sentry gun being set up, it looks like. Scouts humoring the idea of going into lobby. I don't know why, but yeah, we're now realizing, yes, we're back on last. We should probably go an off class.
Yeah, they got baited so hard there to just jump into players and sneaky traps. Oh, basically, Luke, gotta look, see what's up. Bullets, all he's gonna find. It's fine. Do you go for this shield and charge in for some reason?
Oh, they're playing the lobby. They're actually poking them a little bit. Lucas is like, why am I got like traps on me? And I will have to use his own Uber charge. And this is weird. Not really seeing too many aggressive Ubers in this stage of the game for a defense. Last point holding team. Quan Shi is going to go down, and they're still holding this lobby area. They're getting overextended here. Open teams kind of be wild here, Beta.
Yeah, I kind of like the aggressive Uber use there. It just slows everything down, makes everything more chaotic, gives your opponents a chance to make a mistake. They didn't really. They did end up getting out in time here. So we're kind of back to just being in a situation where you need to break this last point. But there's like a minute off the clock. It just sets everything back. So it's a masterful course in how to waste time here. That's the exact same situation.
Beta, do you remember my second TED talk? The sniper can lose you last defense. Well, look where he stood. Right here in this lobby. This is the sort of positionings last time netted him a very devastating last buckle. But they're learning it. They're actually retreating their sniper back and kind of resetting things. I think they just toe the line a lot more in this Russian squad.
Yeah, they definitely, like, they make these very active decisions and commit all the time. But all right, I want to see them try and break this left side again. It's been working out so well for them. It just seems to be one thing. Like, maybe that's why Water is actually...
Oh, Saucet, this is the trap. When you overextend and you go near that door frame has killed more soldiers than I know what to count on TF2 center. And now they will be punished. They have to rotate their doorman round to the right-hand side and cover this doorway. They actually bring the medic over to this side. And Water goes down. And Chatelain goes down as well. The door frame strikes again. The engineer has to rise up, Beta, and deal with it. But who's blocking the sentry gun? The pyro goes down. Where's my engineer? The engineer is Ubered! Uncle Dane, get in here! We're on last! We're defending, but we're losing!
Yeah. You were right about the sniper thing there, for sure. He just overextended. He went for a hero shot in lobby. He just couldn't help himself, and he just got picked off immediately, and his bodyguard got picked off right after. And then they lost. So, yeah, when you play sniper left, make sure you don't overextend, because then all of a sudden, instead of being a pick class, you're just a picked class.
Oh, fire. Somebody write that down. Get that on the Beta album as we oh my god, 1 soldier, 2 soldier, 3 soldier going down as they will end up... I did say 3 soldier, but that was the 3rd soldier actually killing those 1 and 2 soldiers. And basic dude Luke, my god, he is just holding the short straw this all these mids. He is the one to constantly go down first. And what do you know? Suiciding 2 soldiers in is good enough to win mid Beta.
Yeah. Actually, Chatelain was pretty damn weak himself as well, but he didn't get jumped after the initial exchange there, so he didn't get punished for it. But yeah, demos have been struggling quite a bit on actually both maps, now that I think about it, to stay alive. They get picked off pretty heavily here. Look at that, they want to go. We actually have...
Oh no! Oh, Lucas, he's just hanging out, staring at his team go down. Nexus is there emotionally, and I don't know what they want to achieve here. They actually decide to back out, and ASDF is more like, what, WTF? What the hell?
Yeah, it's a shortstop play here. As this last push is looking real strong.
The heavy, he jumped, he been sent to the moon, and he's come down to the point quick enough. Beta, we actually have enough time here to make a comeback for OPENOVO.
They can actually make another comeback here. This is crazy. We saw the Russian space program, and hey, maybe they can take it all the way to the moon here as they get the last point. It's going to be all about, can basic dude Luke stay alive on this mid and contribute? I feel like that's been so crucial. He's not taking the med pick kit. What? Why?
Okay, well, I guess they're just being really conscious for any soldiers or scout buddies there, as the bell is tolling here on mid, and sunshine is shining brightly for the Russian squad. They will get a lot of damage laid in. They want to get the kill onto Lucas to make sure that they don't lose the war against Headphone Get Cold, but a lot more combat classes sprawling all over. Lucas is managing to just to dodge all of these long enough. Naxaron, though, is actually going for combat classes and keeping himself alive for way too long.
Nexus
Will
5K.
go down, and Nexus netting himself a nice 5k. Get yourself in the beta frag video.
He's actually doing it. It's,
They're back in.
We got another fight here. It's just going to be
One
a scout. Oh my god, that rocket was nasty by Nexus. Takes down the medic. And Yona's going to just clean it up here. Uber gets popped. They want to make sure. There's so many players they can kill here. This is worth it. Just a momentum Uber.
Well, we know what kind of medic Antoa is. He enables his teammates. Whether or not it's 1 teammate against 5 teammates, I mean, team opponents, I should say, he definitely enables. He went in there with his scout buddy. He died with his scout buddy.
Yeah. Naxaron's going to get out of there. Like, I never thought about this, but I guess a shortstop is really bad if you need to do it like a clutch, because you're kind of limited with how much damage you can do with the burst. But anyways, the Russians, they're out fighting. They know they have to hurry. They have 30 seconds to
There's
get
nobody on last. Okay, Water is on last and manages to take out those two players that they really needed a kill on last. And Nexus is alive still, but I would be impressed if he goes for last at this point. And Toa?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's
the
fine.
game is over.
Yeah, they win the map. So it was a good job there. That's why everyone was just out. they needed to push. So there we go.
See.
The final is alive here. It's going to be 1-1 on maps. Both maps have been extremely close. 3-2 actually. Exactly the same score. So even on rounds, they're tied. It's going to be Snakewater decider.
Oh, headphone get cold. Must be shouting yes. My wife must be shouting, no, my evening is gone. My husband has to sit here for longer now. And I'm sure the Russians are like, okay, it's fine. We've got Snakewater.
I made the decision to just postpone making dinner because I didn't want to hurry and like wolf it down. And now I'm just really hungry because I'm going to get started late with making it.
Oh dear. Well, fortunately, these two teams are hungrier than you could ever be, Beta. They want the gold for this open bracket of TF2. And it's been good. I've actually a little worried. I think we made little jokes, teehees, and the intro about Russian teams, and usually their prowess is so strong, they're usually known for sandbagging in their sort of brackets. But this is pretty even as far as all the grand finals we've done before.
Yeah, like literally, you know, the 6-6, no, the 5-5 on rounds. It's been extremely close. 3-2 maps, just in different favor. So it doesn't really get any more close than this. So I'm not sure what's going to happen here on Snakewater. I think it's just going to be a matter of can the demo man stay alive on mid? Can the soldiers make some good plays onto the enemy medic, actually get him to pop or drop him, whatever you have? And can the scouts clean up fast enough? It's going to be a good old scrap. Going to be how well you play that decides who wins.
All right, if you're just joining us, this is our third map. It's a new map here, Beta, truly new to some eyes. If you're just watching casually, you're wondering, what's this map? This is an old ancient relic, Beta. Blow off the dust. It is Snakewater. We haven't seen this map in a while because it's not really been the fun flavor of Prem, and Prem players have ushered this map out and they want to get the Badlands in and all these other maps. And I mean, some of them want to go as far as getting like what's that other map? That's kind of crazy. Like basically they want to play anything but this map, and but they're still playing it here in open. Why? Why do they like it and the Prem players don't?
I'm guessing that when you're really good at the game, you can just do these crazy last holes that are so difficult to break, and it's also just so difficult to push out without getting backcapped and punished, that you just end up getting these really big stalemates. But when you kind of dial down the skill level and the coordination, it becomes much less of a problem. It's like you can just overcome it through skill, right? Like a lot of things in the game, you can just overcome it through skill. Where it's like, oh, this map is not very well designed, or this class is slightly less powerful than that one. And you can just get better. Whereas once you get to Prem, you kind of reach a limit of where you can just get better. You can't really say that anymore. So I think that's what's happening.
All right, Bisa. So obviously it's been a while since we've seen Snakewater, but so I need you to really go into the cobwebs of your archives of mind here and tell me, is it all about this last hold? Is it really truly the bad thing about this map? Or is there actually some nice things about Snakewater? Or is the map just all bad all the time?
No, it's mostly the last point and how often it gets bogged down and just has teams unwilling to push. I will also say we've lowered the time limit now, so it's 4 minutes instead of 5 for the reset. I think that helps as well. Just like you get the reset faster. But also like the mid fight is fun. I think the whole mid into second area is good and fun, and it plays quite differently than anywhere else. and like you can play sniper as well on it. Like it lends itself to that as well.
Oh yeah, big sniper map in my opinion. Probably one of the more second friendly. I mean, sorry, the second point being more friendly to sniper than I would say than the other map.
Yeah,
Am I
pretty
wrong?
much. Yeah, that doesn't sound too wrong. Like, yeah, it's better than process. It's better than granary. Yeah, it's probably the best. I haven't thought about it too deeply, but I'm just gonna go. Yes, you're right.
That's the dopamine I was hoping for. All right, Beta. So these two teams so far have demonstrated, given you a preview of what they can accomplish, what they can do, and now that you've had this preview, are you more likely to kind of put your money on any of these particular teams in our Snakewater map?
I am kind of feeling like the momentum is slowly going into headphone. I'm forgetting. I'm blanking.
Headphone get cold when banned. Not
Obviously,
headphone ban when get cold or ban headphone and get cold. It is headphone get cold when banned.
Headwind ran to Road Novo. Yeah,
Yes.
nailed it.
And so when phone ban, they will do okay on Snakewater. Gotcha.
I think that's what I said. Yeah, but yeah, I feel like they've been actually playing slightly better, and like Nexus has just been a beast, and Asper's also been top damaging every time. So combine that with, I think Basic Dude Luke just gonna have better games. I think it just feels right to me that they're gonna end up winning it. Probably for two. That seems to be an overall theme.
Yeah. Keep in mind, this is a best of 3, and this means they pick and ban. So really, this wasn't a map that was per se picked. This was a map that was just not banned. Nobody really cared about this Snakewater map. I'm kind of shocked. I feel like a lot of teams either feel like a Snakewater team or they loathe Snakewater. Is times have changed? Is that just not really a thing in Open? Or do these teams just not really feel experience when it comes to the map picks and bans?
Well, I don't know what their feelings are. Can't really help you with that, but I think Snakewater is a very long map, right? Like when you're pushing into second, you have to go a really long way, like distance physically, to get to where the enemy team is holding. And some teams are really comfortable with that. It means they can slow things down. It means they can retreat. It means they can just kind of take space and play that kind of game, whereas other teams, they just want to be in the enemy face immediately. And I feel like the Russian team seemed like I want to be in your face type of team. And that's kind of why I'm feeling like maybe they're going to struggle a little bit on Snakewater, just because whenever they want to go for, their patented flank Uber, they're just not going to be able to get the enemy medic fast enough. So that's going to be my bold prediction.
All right, predictions have made. Gauntlets have been thrown down, headphones have gotten cold, and roads have been open to Ovos as we are joining here. Tabs, Beta, Ben PL, and you guys. Feast your eyes on our final map of the Open Grand Final. Water and Sosat are in, and they're immediately dead.
All right, they went deep. I'll give them that. There's actually a lot of pressure right now still. Fleming's super weak. Gonna get taken down. So just 3 players alive. Asp and Jonas doing their best to keep their medic alive. Krinashi will not find a pick here. So midpoint is gonna initially go to road to open, but they're gonna lose it immediately. Like it's just gonna be a respawner thing. So yeah, it's gonna show a 1 mid fight there on the logs, but it's not actually gonna be true. They lost this mid fight. So well played there.
Psst, Lucas, we've got the Uber. And you know what that means? We could Uber into them. I'm sure it went awfully on Bagel, but hear me out. It's going to be fine on Snakewater. Right, Beta?
I like it. But, as I mentioned, there's a long way. Like, look how far back he is. Alright, Water, he's in the air.
Oh my God! He died! He didn't listen to the angel in his shoulders. That was actually the angel speaking to him and hoping that he would use his Uber charge. And the game has changed, Beta. It's now.
Crazy shot. That was a crazy shot.
Oh no. You got to give credit to this Water guy. He has got a mean high bomb.
He does. He's a moonshot soldier. I love it. It's my favorite archetype of player. He goes for the big plays, and when it works, oh
That's
my
a
god,
back
it's
tap.
good.
I don't think he's going to get it in time, yes. Fleming will come back, and a soldier killer Fleming will not kill a soldier this time. He needs him to be full buff for him to die, so
Yeah, that was too easy.
we won't get the kill. And there's no real resistance being made by Headphone Get Cold, and they've Ubered straight in. And they're on top of Lucas. Lucas is playing a horror game right now, and he's losing.
Did we yell to him? I'm just looking at chat and they're like complaining about the sound. Oh my god, Water just destroyed Fleming as well. He is just fully peaking. As that's going to be the first round here for Road to Open Novos. That was quite the play there. And there we go. 1-0. My predictions only went so far as Water doesn't go nuts.
Well. A nice solitary round to start things off. It puts a lot of confidence in any team as you now have the option unlocked to play things a bit slower. And usually slower TF2 is easy TF2. So let's see if they take that philosophy here. But Headphone Get Cold do have opportunities to make a comeback. 26 minutes is a long time in FPS land. So let's see what we have for them on mid.
Got some pretty fast soldier bombings once again here.
Oh my goodness, Basic Dude Luke is gone down again. And would you believe it, Antoa is actually in the thick of things. I've never seen such a forward medic. Oh, did anybody get an eye on Quanishi? He actually gets the kill against Lucas there, surviving his team's round for the future.
It's one of the ugliest mid-wins I've ever seen, but a mid-win is a mid-win, and they get it once again here. Medics are going to spawn at the same time, start healing at the same time, so it's all good. All things considered, this was a success for the team Cold Road to Open, I'm going to say.
Cold Road to Open, yes. Let's see if they can find the warm path ahead of them. 1-0, 25 minutes. The gentleman's agreement should imply that the headphone to... Oh, God, you have spun me so many ways by spinning all these names out. Headphone Get Cold.
I'm sorry.
They're ideally the ones that should be pushing here, but they can chill if they really want to just, bask in the midpoint.
All right. Who do you think is going to just come jumping in? Like, surely Nexus is going to do a big jump, right? We've actually seen that.
I actually genuinely believe the Russians will start foaming at the mouth and thinking they need to do something, even though they are the ones at second. So, and look, they're actually getting proactive. They're having a look in the sawmill. So.
Oh yeah, Sosa couldn't wait. You're right. He was just like, I need to do something.
He's so low. Gets the health pack, he baits a couple of players in, and it allows Water to come in and get the force against Lucas. They could just pop off the Uber here. Antoa is actually the most forward person on his team, and they need to lay out big damage. They find one kill, but they lose some random point of the map. Jonas has gone behind. I'm not sure if they're aware of this fact.
They definitely know. Like, they were damaging him. They should know. They're not acting like it, though. Okay. Fortunately for them, Jonas was pretty damn weak there. So, but I think things are going to finally normalize here, I'd say, as they move forward and looking like they want to push. Like, no normal team would push here.
Well, they're pushing. They've got no sort of sticks to the door. Base Dude Luke has just managed to come back from his respawn queue, so I like it. Them pushing out here, making the force onto the mid capture. We're going to have the Uber charge just that a little bit earlier over on the Russian squad just because I think we're building a bit better, but I think it won't come down to minuscules here as we're just rotated around now who has the midpoint.
Yeah, maybe on Gollywash that would have mattered, but on Snakewater you need like 15% to even get to the enemy medic before you get the Uber. So they're good, they're fine. See, basically Luke playing pretty aggressively on grass here. So usually you see the demo playing on the other side, I think, or putting stickies way farther forward. Interesting stuff.
Basic Dude Luke is spamming his stickies and detting in the air beater, and a keen eye by a soldier could recognize this fact, and if there's no stickies there's no stickies anywhere, so they could probably make the jump onto Lucas if they can just get a soldier through this door. Or the window, I should say. And, well, look at that telegraphed attack. We're right on top of Lucas. Call me a savant, call me an oracle, but call me correct. He will get the force out of Lucas, but that's 2 soldiers, though. So it is possible for them to get brave on headphone, get cold, and push out to mid, but they're not going to do it.
Not quite. How will they use this Uber, though? They're 2 players down. They need the soldiers to come back in. It's pretty difficult to do a proper push without your soldiers jumping in. And they are just, quote-unquote, wasting time right now, just waiting for those players to get back. And remember what I said, you need 15% to even get to the enemy medic. That's kind of
oh my god, they've actually built it back by time they made this. They've decided to push back in. Nexus, they should be aware that he's there. He actually jumps on top of a tower and pops off the Uber. This is okay. Sure, they lose an Uber advantage, but this is a Uber advantage at last, Peter. You have avenues and gimmicks to kind of play against this team with the Uber advantage.
Will you push out a Snakewater last? That's the question that so many teams have asked themselves.
Oh my god, the scout just walked past the soldier. He only hits him down to 1 HP. He can't finish him off. Where's my shotgun? Oh no, he actually goes down to the 1 HP scout.
The ultimate life form cannot get killed. Oh man, it's just every time it'll just get you.
Take a picture. Somebody's pushed out Snakewater last, and they've capped it, and they didn't have to use an Uber. Prem players, get out your pens and papers. We've actually done it. We have the technology.
Just gotta trust the process here. Okay, they're coming in here, but they're gonna be met with an Uber of their own. And look at that, basically Luke is in so deep. They're actually gonna go down as well, just to the demo man.
This is awful flank beater from all these players. They just took fights in the wrong places at wrong times, and in the post Uber, which should have been a nice Russian counter Uber, is an awful position for them.
And now it's just gonna get moved forward here. The spam's gonna make everyone go back out.
Sosat Quanishi manages to get the synced up kill against Lucas, and Antoa manages to keep themselves alive as well, but we're still worried about the last point because we haven't really got enough eyeballs on all these players on blue.
It's a big Uber. Do you push out a Snakewater last turn like that? Do they also have the guts?
It's a test for both teams. Step 1, identify that there's not a single blue player on the second point.
Oh yeah, one is just like running circles around, checking every corner. I love
You're
it.
like, it's too good to be true. They've heard the fables, they've heard the lore, and they're realizing, why did everyone struggle with this map so much? This seems easy to these 2 open teams.
Yeah, it's been pretty damn smooth so far. But now, it's actually the exact same Uber, it's just a little more advantage. Chatelain comes in from the flank, actually a really nice sticky there to cut them off.
Oh no, there's only a 1 medic left alive out of the combo. ASTF, oh, get down, Mr. President, knocks the gun out of his hand and saves Lucas. Sure, they lose everybody, but they keep Lucas alive. They're going to lose midpoint, they're probably going to lose second point. Oh wait, the forward respawn, I forgot, you forgot, and they will forget over on the Russian squad. And basically Luke coming out clutch because I think Fleming came out as sniper when there was most certainly fighters on second.
He wasn't counting on Luke killing 2 players on his own, right? He was just trying to bait players in. And now we got a mid push here coming up. Cotton needs to be careful. He doesn't have Uber yet, so he's just going to retreat out of here. And we're back again. They're so aggressively trying to run in here with Jonas, trying to just take this exchange. I don't know if they know what the Uber situation is. I know they knew they had an advantage, but how big was it? Like at this point, they gotta know they missed their window. So we're back. They salvaged the situation. That forward hold or that forward spawn came in real clutch there. Basically, Luke getting 2 kills, completely killing the momentum of anything being capped there on second. So now we've actually got. We talked about this Turbo Tabs. This is a good second point for Sniper.
Yep, he's hanging out at Cheese, and he's got a long way to look down that tunnel and kind of pester basic dude Luke. And realistically, I don't think there's an easy way to deal with this sniper. Because, okay, they've got the force against Antoa whilst I was looking at a sniper path. That's not fair. Headphone get cold. And ASDF will go down, but they've got an Uber charge here waiting for Headphone get cold. They blob up, and they just got to take things one at a time. They're losing all their patience, though. Only Jonas left. Why would you pop the Uber charge there? Who was that Uber charge for? Your god? Oh no, we're not even capping second point. This is all for nothing. Nexus, he comes back in.
At least cap it, man.
Got the point.
Oh my. Yeah, that was a weird ass pop. Like, I could understand running all the way into the enemy team and then popping, right? Or retreating and trying to get out. But yeah, that pop just felt like a troll pop. It's like when I want to troll people, like, oh, panic! And then,
I see you're trying to cap the point. It would be a real fucking shame if I prevented that from happening. That's the... God damn, that Uber has pulled me back a few years now. I am flummoxed, I'm confused, and Jonas is on Spy.
Ooh, this is the first time we've seen this. This is a good time.
The sniper?
Map 3.
I want the sniper. I'm ignoring. Actually, I want the medic. He gets the medic instead. He made the correct choice. There was a sniper breathing down and thinking that he might get the pick there. They throw everybody in the kitchen sink at Lucas's way to see if he can get the pink. Oh, he kills the soldier. I don't think they were aware. What would have been a fantastic air shot from Sosap, but robbed. Beta, can you change demos? Can you just change the timeline in your little, like, can you get some VFX or something in your frag clips and just change the ending of that?
I'll put in a stock explosion. It'll be fine. Nobody will know.
I'm serious. I want to see this stock explosion. There better be, like, a top quality pixel count when I'm looking at these frag vids later.
It'll be like the stock, like, sound and everything. It'll be fantastic.
All right. Okay. Bet. Okay. So
also,
we're back.
Didn't I make this TO season frag video already? I feel like I did. Did I not?
Can you edit it in the VFX post? That's a good point, actually. I feel like I do remember watching some season video. Yeah, I assume you... Did you jump
I thought the season was over.
Yeah, well, you're gonna have to make revisions here. Maybe just a special one for this one game. Because this game's
going
fire.
through lower in terms of tabs.
What? They're defending last. They're defending last. They don't need to push in. Oh, Chatelain gets just completely stunted in the head. Antoa is the most forward player out of everybody in the server. He's there on last. Watoa is the only one that's going to exchange. The Russian brain has betrayed the Russian squad. Sosek is back in though. They're linking up. They're actually getting so close with it. The medic is going to go down. They hold somehow. Who is writing the script for this game?
So what's your opinion on pushing out a Snakewater last with the even Ubers?
What? I mean, if you just look at the raw stats of it, it is hitting 100%. There's a scout hiding under the rafters.
Oh, Fleming is on spot. Okay,
he's been spotted. He's running in straight to last, though. He's actually making forcing them to stay a couple of soldiers at last, and will rotate back around. They really hate this scout, and he's giving them the tide turn around. Agent F will go down.
Yeah, it's James Bond. No, it was written by Ian Fleming. Yeah. I was never mind. I was making some connections. It doesn't work.
That's funny. I see where you're going with that. That's funny.
See, I thought you were saying something really clever. I was like, I don't understand.
No. My humor is not that nuanced, I'm afraid. We're in. We've got 2 soldiers, and we have 100% Uber charge. Nexus breaking necks, including his own, as he will go down. And they throw another couple of soldiers in, not landing the rockets, but they're rotating them quite nicely in the places they need to be, and that allows Saucet and company to take another little fight. Wins out the soldier skirmish. It's another 4 HP warrior on the deck, and now they have ×4 on the midpoint. Lucas, we're looking at all of our players. We're looking at the
Lucas
sunset.
might get caught.
Why did we hang out so long at bottom, as now we have to use Uber Charge? Jonas does get a pick onto Water and might get the force out of Antoa, but this is so scrambled and all over the place. Basic Dude Luke is like, hey guys, what's going on here? Oh my god, there's a fight happening on second. And, well, I guess we're taking a page out of the Russian book. The best defense is a good offense.
Indeed it is. They actually have, I get 20% Uber ad. Like, surely you don't push out a Snakewater last with a 20% Uber ad, right? Like, there's no way.
I hope there isn't like limited open programming that tells you when advantage push, please no, I beg thee. I mean, I see it coming, but I beg thee.
Alright, we got next Aaron on Sniper once again. He has not really impressed me so far with the Sniper play. It seems to have been more of a liability.
Oh,
than
Jonas taking the that little exchange on the pub sniping spot, I call it, where it's the only places the two snipers can meet each other and actually face off at this last hold. Who has the fastest finger first? Nexaron is the correct answer. If you've got the answer, Nexaron, please contact Beta for a prize.
You will be very disappointed. But we've got another pause. So, you know, if you were not sick of analyzing Snakewater last just yet, I've got some bad news for you.
Alright, Beta, for my next TED Talk, I actually have some bold, innovative push-out tactics. We see a lot of engineer on last. How come we don't see teams building a level 2 sentry gun, pushing in with Uber, and then building a sentry gun behind the Uber?
Like when you push out?
Yeah, when you push out.
Well, I mean, we see a lot of teams push out and then just kind of leaving their sentry on last.
No. The attacking team, attacking last, gets an engineer, builds a level 2. Vanu, if you're listening to me, write this down. And you build a level 2 sentry gun. You go in with the Uber, and in that little door that you've taken the Uber in, you just plop down the level 2 sentry gun.
I mean, that's like a beater special. I do that pretty. I don't want to say often, but like in pubs at least, like that shutter door is so great to put a sentry behind, because you can just open the door and then just start shooting the last point. It doesn't have the best angle.
But I don't know. I just think that we're missing an opportunity here, and I know these teams are pausing to kind of steal our ideas here in the cast. So you're welcome here. Open to Road to OPENOVO.
Like back in the great 10-minute round days, it was definitely more of a thing to put a teleporter up, and then you could just send sacks forever while building a sentry gun, and makes it really difficult to push out a last while you can just sack very quickly, right? You don't quite have the same amount of time to do it now. I think most people like having a proper class. So say you do this teleporter play and you sack teams, and then you sack in, you get what you want. You get the Uber Force. Well, now you're pushing with an NG, and like it's pretty easy to push in and not time it right, and you just end up having a sentry gun that gets taken down really quickly, and then now you have an engineer in the fight.
Yeah, that's a good point, Beta. They really need to give a gun to the engineer where if he gets a sentry gun kill, he gets like a critical, let's just call it a crit on the gun, and then yeah, he can fight with that. If only there was a weapon that did that. If only.
I feel like you should be able to pick up your sentry gun, and then it could fire at a limited capacity, and like a heavy engineered type of.
Oh, okay, you're out of control now. Now you just need to. I'm scared that Valve are listening to you. Like my pubs will be completely ruined. I don't want 3 engineers hoisting these automatic guns on legs
that they can probably repair for each other.
No, but can you imagine? You need to imagine it times 3. So when you walk in a pub and you have 3 of these like slow-moving dudes, but they're jumping around, and these mini sentries, I can only assume you're expecting the same damage output coming out at. Yeah, it's just like puttering at you, and they're chasing you around the corner. What are you supposed to do?
It would just be too powerful and too fun. Valve, you need to know what you need to do.
Yeah.
Update the game for the first time just to implement our really good idea.
I think you are a big proprietor of fun weapons, though. I think you like. I know that you were the most hyped person about the pyro jetpack when it came out.
Oh, I still love it. It's so much fun. Like you can stop people on their head. Oh, Soldier just gonna run in here, maybe get Luke. He is just deep and making so much work happening right now. Nexus has been taken down. This pressure is insane right now.
I wonder if people know where Lucas was. He was just around the corner. He was very feastable and will actually get forced. They throw in Sosat. It looks like this team is nothing without their sentry gun protecting their medic, who's on the opposite side of said sentry gun.
Jonas actually going to take down Nexera there. I've noticed both Jonas and Fleming, they really love whipping out their sword. It's just... They keep on trying to melee people. It's really funny to look at.
Yeah, there's particularly a big fan of it during the Uber chat. Oh my god, Sasa just kind of pooped on Jonas, and Jonas is going to have to sit back for a little bit while in the respawn queue and think about what he's done. They've gone in with the Uber. I say they've gone in with the Uber, they haven't popped the Uber, but they've gone in, they have it. They're now spamming down the sentry gun, and the engineer's trying his best to keep it alive. It will eventually go down, ×2 on the capture point. No stickies on point, equals win round for Russia.
He just stood on it. No one could get out of spawn in time. And there we go. It's going to be a pause. I want to say it's attack pause. As, well, I don't know, with all those on pauses. That's probably not. That's probably not it. But all right, you're in a hole now. Yeah. As headphone too high or whatever.
Headphone too high. Headphone too low, it seems. They're too low right now, and they are too low. They need to start getting some rounds, and that's very hard on a map like Snakewater, but I think teams haven't fully figured out the difficult last holds, and well, Antoa gets a bit of pressure to start off with. They throw 2 soldiers, and 2 soldiers come out with nothing here, Peter. They're slowing the gameplay down over on... Oh no, I think Chatelain just killed themselves there, but it's fine, it's okay. You have a lot more of the players that are still alive.
Yeah, it's just really aggressive positioning. And they just pushed them all the way back, but they never got any kills. They just slowly bled players, and eventually they get pushed out of last. At least headphone too high. I forgot.
Headphone get cold.
That's what I legitimately made myself forget what their name was. But yeah, at least they can hold on to second here. But do keep in mind that we've got Nexera back on sniper. I think the Russians just want to be slow. All right, we're approaching the time where they can just make the time tick down 2 times and the game's over.
Yeah, this is actually fascinating to see, and I wonder if Banny here is fuming. He's obviously watching the Open Grand Final of ETF2L, and he's fuming that they're not using the progressive config. But we're going to exchange Ubers. This is actually pretty good for the team that doesn't have a sniper, and they basically do basic dude Luke goes around the corner hoping to get the health pack, doesn't find it, I'm afraid, and there's so much low ground being played by the Russian squad, and when the dust settles, oh my god, Antoa does take a scout kill for the bitterness, but will not go without just dying himself.
Nexera playing some sniper in forward spawn. They know about it as they gave him a rocket. So they shouldn't fall for this, but there's actually quite a big presence on second. Everyone spawned there for the Russians. Every single one of them. So it should be a difficult push into second.
Why is Antoa? I thought Antoa was thinking about staying in the forward respawn there. I think it took 3 of his teammates on the outside to convince him to come out of his hidey hole and play with the game with us. But they're going to leave Naxaron in the forward, and you're right, they should know about this. But they say the mind of an open player is a complex thing, so let's see what they do. Oh my god, he pops the Uber immediately, even though they killed the sniper. I didn't predict that. I'm not sure if you guys pressed that on your number pads, but yeah, challenge is going to go down as well to a lone Nexus. There's no sentry gun being set up at last, even though they were at last for quite a while. We're sending spam their way. There's no Uber charge just yet. Now we have it now, but we lose a Quanashi, and they actually get a nice sort of set of cleanup kills. It's only Jonas and Lucas alive. The S's will run out, and they're being followed by a Sosset, another S on the fight. A weird sort of sawmill fight, but they will get the second point. Another successful push out on Snakewater.
Yeah, and there's actually a big Uber Dizad looming over Andrew Carden's head. If he stays in too long, it's going to be very difficult. Water does a big jump into the skybox. That's going to scare them more than anything. But second point will fall once again, and it's going to be another Uber ad push in here. But if they're not quick about it, Andrew Carden will have his Uber in time. So they need to not waste any time. No dawdling. Let's go.
Okay, they are not dawdling. They are going to Uber straight in. There's no sentry gun to clean up with. They need to rotate round. It'll start stacking this point, and Quanashi is already on the case, dealing with that frag, and will block the point momentarily until they get more players of Headphone Get Cold onto that hot point.
It's about 6 minutes remaining here, and they've just gotten around. They can do this. They just need a much better mid fight here. Headphone Get Cold when cheating. Well, maybe it's now your headphone needs to get real cold, right? To just fully turn on.
Okay, everybody prep your ban hammers. Let's see if they have it in them. Blue squad, assemble. Red team, assemble. We're going to another mid. 5 minutes left. Very close to running out of round resets for both teams, so this is likely the last round here.
Nobody really wants to jump in yet. Nexus is going to be the first one here. Both so decided.
Oh my god! Nexus finds the kill, but everybody else pushes across the point into the meat grinder, and they're grinding, then pushing them all the way into the dirt. They're buried here, Beta.
Very chaotic mid here. Great job there by the blue soldiers to get the hand to our Carden. So at least they got that. But this might be a bad situation for them just because things have slowed down so much. Like when you need fast rounds, you want your medic to stay alive above everything else, just so you have that Uber to push on. But that's not going to be the case. It's going to be even Ubers here. They're going to have to push into mid. And they're not waiting. They understand immediately, but Lucas eats a pie.
Oh no. Well, things are gone from bad to worse, as obviously they were incredibly bunkered over on the side of Road to Openovos, as they actually are finding some wacky kills in wacky places at wacky times, and they haven't captured midpoint, however, so there isn't on the cards to get a back cap going. ASDF, he goes in, he finds a little damage, but not a lot of damage. Basic Dude Luke is holding the forward respawn captured. He's gonna get a nice sticky pot. He gets the job! He gets the job! Basic Dude Luke, you've been upgraded to Medium Dude Luke!
Unreal. That was so important.
Oh my god, they're going for the ×2 cap. But Nexus wants to get brave with it. Watawa, he's on top. He gets the kill against Lucas and Jonas. They got a bit too greedy. And now they're also going to lose Nexus as well. Fleming, there's no buff soldiers for you, sir. They has to go down as per Fleming law. And now we're at last. The wolf is knocking at the door, Beta. Is this house made of brick or is it made of straw?
Well, for now, it looks like it's going to hold strong at least, but they panicked a little bit. They pushed too early. They got flanked. As soon as they got the medic, they could have just retreated, let second go, and then pushed back out. But instead, they just overextended, stayed out there. And now it's going to be really uphill.
Big brain time. Big brain time. I want to go spy, and I want to get a Kritzkrieg and a sniper for the last defense. No sentry gun, no other defenses. What on earth is this team cooking in the dire strait of the game that everyone's lower? They have no clue that they're going to come lower. I don't think they have even eyeballs on lower. Chatterlin jumps in. He's on top of Lucas. Lucas has popped off the Kritzkrieg. It means nothing though as he gets killed. And in the scramble, they kept the down man down. They have people capping the last point. Say it ain't so. They're capping the last point. They've got the round on the board. It's still possible to maybe make a comeback here, but it has to be the most pristine, perfect TF2 you've ever seen in your life.
Yeah, that was... they got in so deep. They had so many plans cooked up, but Eyes on Lower was not part of any of them, it seems. and that's going to be extremely difficult for them to come back. It really has to be perfect rounds here.
I don't think it's even possible. I think Snakewater is actually one of those ones where it's long enough that it takes too long to get to all these points. So I think they have to literally start this fighting on the midpoint. But look at it! Look at the sticky setup by Chatlayan. He already knows where they have to play. No, the kill feed. It might as well say the hopes and dreams for Headphone get cold. They do get a couple of kills, but it's not enough. And they're just going to go down. Death by firing squad. Basic dude Luke will get demoted back down to basic. 1 minute left. We've not had to deal with this in a long time, Beta, because we've been blessed by the progressive rule set. It is trash time.
Yes. This is where we're going to see some really, truly fantastic stuff. I'm expecting some... Oh, wait. I was going to say Nexus to hit a crazy shot, but maybe not. He just died. All right. They're going lower here with double scouts. I think I just heard a charge.
The charging Demo Man. I guess the basic dude Luke had to come off of Demo Man just to allow his buddy to come in. But they will get another round on the board. They're showing like, guys, you can cap it in a minute though. Let me show you. And so they did it.
Yeah, GGs are being exchanged. Now it's definitely over. Unless it's they're getting trolled and it's Bandy Convict. But that would be pretty funny. Everyone's just trolling around. All right. Do we have a jumper on anyone? No. We have a switch. The Jonas now on just shield demo. All right. I'm looking for the big air shot here. Gotta make it work. Gotta do it. It's official TF2. Demo man charging in. Can't quite get the medic. Actually gets it's a double kill, a triple kill for the.
That counts. Medic. It counts. Send your demos to beta@gmail.com. Is that your email? I have no clue. I can't. I'd actually never submitted a demo.
I have Danish Action Hero 87 at Gmail. That's my YouTube.
Please send your emails with your clips. Trash times are taken. I think I've heard he'll even take some pre-game time frags. Please submit that. I'm sure he'll accept them.
I haven't done an unserious video in a while. Maybe it's time. I can't remember when the last time was I did that. But those are usually the best videos, right?
Yeah.
Just crazy shots. It's always the craziest shot you've ever seen. As we all know, happens in pregame.
Oh yes,
right? You're just dicking around, and you will hit a generational shot, and nobody will care. And it's tragic.
Speaking of generational, let's look at the logs, Beta. Let's just one more time with feeling. Tell me what you're going to be thinking and feeling when you see these numbers.
I'm not sure. I mean, Lucas and Antoine Carton have the same amount of deaths, at least. I think that's positive.
That's progress. That is certainly progress. This is kind of weird. I sort it by damage, but actually a lot of the members of the Russian squad are kind of sitting in the gutter with their damage to say they have 4 rounds on the board, Beta. What story does this tell? Is it just a tale of... I don't know. I need to actually cast my mind, but that game was like such a fever dream with things happening at wild places. I think the wacky situations were by far happening to Headphone Get Cold than it was the Russian team.
Yeah, I don't know. Is there something called sudden collapse theory? Because that sounds about right for what happened. It's like, I feel like in most of the game, Headphone Get Cold were actually playing better, and then all of a sudden they would, like, something catastrophic would happen, and they would just make this really bad play that would just snowball out. So even though like the stats are fine, the overall round look good, then all of a sudden they'll just collapse and lose the round. And that's kind of what happened. It was just like a back cap or like getting rolled very suddenly. Yeah.
I think what's interesting is there were times that they had some clear wins in their playbook, but then there would just be some colossal throw in some regard, like the mids where they would get an early pick onto Antoa, and then for some reason they all drop down from their high grounds and they go, okay guys, we have a medic advantage, We all know those are really good in sudden, quick fights where we go to your side and spend all our rockets getting to you to feed. And they just accept it. The Russians are like, okay, and they get the turnaround kill, and then those are the worst kind of deaths on a medic, where you actually end up the other medic is dead, but you die later, and now you're in a worse place with the Ubercharge advantage because you died later, even though you guys started off nicer. Hurts the soul.
Yeah, truly. But big congratulations to the Russian team. Road to OPENOVO $.
Yes,
I believe that's how it's pronounced.
that is the legal name, but yeah, they've been showing some nice powers. This was also a close game as well. We were again maybe kind of a little worried about the game tonight, but it was very competitive. So commiserations to Headphone Get Cold when ban. They have done a justice in the spectating point of view.
Yeah, it was a great game to watch. Really fun. Happy I did it. So I expect great things out of these guys in the many seasons to come. It's a glimpse into the future. That's how I always feel like when we watch these early, like low grand finals. It's
Beautiful.
good times.
I think we do have some more grand finals coming up, or maybe we might have powered through all of them right now. I'm sure if there is anything, or if there's any sort of scheduling, you'll be able to find all those in the future on certain Team Fortress websites or on other avenues at Essentials that are going to show you the information. But otherwise, I've been Toatabs. Joining me tonight was Beta. Say goodbye, Beta.
Goodbye, Peter.
Say goodbye, Ben. Ben can't say goodbye. You can't hear him. He says bye though. All right, goodbye, guys. See you later.